And we are live, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to channel. What? Welcome back. Welcome back. I'm going to share my screen with you all today. We're gonna hop right into thinking of a marathon or a BBM. I need to make real quick a slow draft. Frederick, quiet. We are in a draft in a slow, I believe I said. One of these slows have taken forever. Still halfway on this one. Almost done with my last marathon slow. And then I have a couple more slow drafts. You see, these are all slows. This one I have Patrick Mahomes with Travis Kelce. I have Zach Moss, a player that I do not take as often as others are. I have Kenneth Walker as my RB1. I have AJ Brown, Devonta Adams. This is just one of those drafts that I don't click very many, and these aren't very many of my players this year. I think there's just better values in other players in different directions. My next pick is in 10 picks for about 10 to 11 picks from here. I'm done at tight end. I'm going to hold off on. I could probably throw on Baker Mayfield onto this one, or I will probably throw on Minshew, Gardner Minshew also. I'm thinking of there's still really good wide receiver talent here on the board. We do have a week 10 bye in Adams, so I don't want to add Lockett to this one. Gabe Davis will most likely fall to me. So this will most likely be a running back pick. Jerome Ford will most likely be my favorite target out of here. As you can see, I have J.K. Dobbins in my rankings at pick 88 right now. I'm thinking more. I do want more Austin Eckler shares. Tyler Algier is a play that I haven't been clicking all that much. But I do want to get above the exposure threshold with him. So in these slows, those will be my Tyler Algier clicks. With Patrick Mahomes on this team and Zach Moss, Cleveland works out really good in my for either wide receiver or running back talent. I can click Rico Dowdle also. This most likely, well, it could be a J.K. Dobbins team as well later on. We have a lot of outs here in this build. We already have Kenneth Walker in here. We can, I guess, add Jerry Jeudy. I don't love the pick. It works on the build. They do play week 16 in Cincinnati and week 15 actually at Cleveland. I might want to keep Rico for later on for the next pick. Probably be Rico or Jerome could fall, actually. I think Judy would be the play here. Algier might get more passes now that I'm thinking because McCarthy is out. There's not really big wide receivers I'm targeting. Gabe Davis, Mike Williams, Darnell Mooney. I don't even have ranked. I need to rank him and more exposure to him. He might be a play instead of those other two. They have the same bye weeks, which is nice. A week 12, something I do not have here in my bye weeks. Probably have him on this team as well. So I'm probably gonna I'll probably take Mooney on the next pick and Ford here. Then in the next go around, it'll probably be Algier and Dobbins, or Algier, Baker, and Jalen Wright. We'll do something around those range. So I'm going to take Judy off. I'm going to take Jerome Ford here. 2 week 10 buys in my running back room, but I think I'll be okay with Zach Moss as a third running back. My wide receiver room doesn't look great. Hopefully Brock Bowers hits the lineup more or less on my flex, or one of those running backs is going to be the play here. We are going to get into, I'm thinking of BBM. I'll check the marathon first. I do like the marathon more. Location error. Don't know why that would be popping up. Let's try to get another marathon. Fetching a draft. We are waiting on 6 here. 6 people in the marathon. I'm going to send out a tweet. Waiting on 6 in marathon. Fast. We are going to go to the rankings. We have a Gibbs injury. We have a JJ McCarthy injury. The reason why I had Justin Jefferson at 4 is because I thought McCarthy was going to get in sooner than later. He was looking very well and very good in camp. Very good in the game he had against the Raiders, which I believe is a very good team, very good defense this year, which is why they're going to move the ball a little bit slower, I feel. Which won't be great for fantasy, but maybe their running back is. They'll be able to run the ball more. I'm going to put Amon-Ra over Jefferson. Gonna bring Chase back over Jefferson as well. I've been clicking T a lot, which is why in my ranks we've had Jamar dropped from 50 to 6. I mean, from 5 to about 6. He's at 5 now once more. I'm probably going to take A.J. Brown over Justin Jefferson. Garrett Wilson's looking nicer than Justin Jefferson here. That's a toss-up. And Gibbs, I'll probably be lowering to about about here. I'm going to save that. We'll go back to those. Marathon, we are at pick 8. Not my favorite pick in the world. Just because I like to get an elite wide receiver first. Especially in the back half of the round, we are not able to. Maybe a wide receiver falls to me. If Jefferson falls, I won't mind it. I won't like it as much as like an Amon-Ra fall. In this contest, Tyreek is very good. If he takes Bijan, St. Brown is mine. I don't mind Bijan here. I think Bijan over Brees, it's just a little bit better of a play. Let's see what happens. He took St. Brown, yet. I might take what about Taylor? I take Debo now. Bijan. Taylor would be on there, but I think I'm going to take Bijan. I'm going to queue up Debo. I'll queue up Nico for sure. I like Nico. And I'll queue up Waddle. What I'll probably do is I'll probably do it like this. And then on the way back around, I'll take Tank Dell. However, I don't think he'll come back around. Hopefully he will. Pick 32, he's going around pick 29, I believe, pick 30. Jonathan Taylor goes at 12. I think that's a pretty good pick. Pick 10 goes Jahmyr Gibbs. In the marathon, when points in the beginning are as much as picks at the end, that's something that you really want to look at. Atlanta plays the Steelers week 1. Maybe I throw on like a Najee or a Jaylen Warren. I would like to correlate Atlanta Falcons schedule. I would like to correlate my team with whoever they play. Steelers, Eagles, Chiefs, Saints. Steelers, Eagles, Chiefs, Saints. I'll take Waddle here. Just a bet on Tyreek getting old. Eagles. I could have taken Devontae Smith there. Devonta Smith will be a choice on the way back if Tank is not there. Rashee Rice. Dang it, why did I keep doing that? Rashee Rice is also a play, or Kelsey. Let's see. Bucks, of course. Panthers. Bucks again. Seahawks. Saints. I could have taken Olave. Olave's falling. This guy goes Debo Jefferson, Nico Jamar. I like that one. But this is a heavy running back room. We have 4 badges. London falls to the CeeDee Lamb drafter. Very interesting. Ayuk to the Cup drafter. He's thinking maybe week 17, 16, 17, 15. Neighbors is off the board with the Neighbors injury. I think it's very likely he won't be a quick starter. Which that hurts my drafts a little bit. I cooled down on the Neighbors. Was clicking lots of Neighbors before. Might click them in a BBM and get my guys draft. The Jamar Chase, Nico Collins drafter drafts Devonta Smith as his 3rd wide receiver. That's a really good choice as a 3rd wide receiver. Kyren Williams goes. That was a nice play, actually. I like that. I think the Rams will be a good team that runs the ball a lot in the marathon. Mike Evans goes. I'm going to take DJ Moore is still available. I think he's a clear one. I don't mind DJ Moore in the marathon. Olave was still there. Wow. Didn't even know that. Not a guy that I like to click too often. Would rather have DJ Moore. Better quarterback, more competition, but more outs to more yards, I believe. More touchdowns. That's going to matter the most in fantasy. Kelsey goes. This guy might go Patrick Mahomes. The Josh Allen drafter might go Dalton Kincaid. The Stephon Diggs drafter might go Tank Dell and get CJ later. And the 9 hole, I'm not too sure what he's going to do. He went Tank Dell. He went Sam Laporta, which was interesting. Kelsey drafter, most likely Mahomes. Pittman, interesting. Pittman's a nice play, I think. I might go Hurts. I'd rather have T. Who's left? Kirk is a fine click. I'm going to grab T. I like T more. He's been practicing a lot with Joe Burrow as Jamar Chase has been out. That gives me outs to an elite wide receiver in Joe Burrow, who I think is an elite wide receiver, can put up 20 points in a game with touchdowns. Has a little bit of scrambling ability. Trey McBride was a good pick there. Don't know why my rankings aren't in the marathon. Rashee Rice is a clear choice here. I do like my Terry McLaurin picks. Chris Godwin, I've been warming up to a little bit. Jaden Reed. JSN. I'm going to get off of the Jordan Addison click. Rashid Shaheed, I think, is a better price than the Chris Olave pick. Rashad White is interesting. Walker, Monty. Monty's actually a very good pick, in my opinion. But Gibbs, I did see him at practice. He's looking pretty good. Because I have Bijan, though, I'm saying Bijan is the quarterback you need. I could grab Kyle Pitts. I think they're going to run the ball a bit more. Dalton Kincaid, though, would be a really nice pickup here. Kincaid goes. Lamar is still available. Lamar goes. I just say these guys' name and they leave. I'd rather have Kittle over Pitts. We've seen them do it time after time. I think Rashee Rice is the pick here. That does put me in a predicament with two wide receivers in week 6. Deontay Johnson does play. Week 6 against Carolina. Against Bijan and the Falcons. But I can get JSN. I think I'd rather have David Montgomery. I'm going to grab Burrow. Samir White is not a click I click a ton. Zach Moss is not a click I click a ton. But I'm neglecting tight end here. Bowers. Dallas Goedert makes it interesting. Let's see. If I'm being honest, I'd rather have DeAndre Swift over Zach Moss. I think he's a better player. But I do like Khalil Herbert's price. Keon Coleman. Would be interesting as well. I think JSN will be taken before I get him. I'm going to grab JSN here. This is a really nice wide receiver group, I think. With Waddle, Moore, Higgins, Rice, and JSN, Bijan, and Burrow. I have to pick Bowers if he drops to me. I really want Jayden Daniels. Caleb might fall back to me. Usually he goes super close to Jayden. I could probably get Tua also. It's a click that I don't like taking a lot of. Not mobile. I do have Geno, outs to Geno now, which is nice. I'll queue him up as well. Bowers is available. Grab Bowers as my tight end one. I take him before Evan Ingram. Ingram in the 8 is much more appealing. Do not really have game stacks for Evan Ingram if I make it that far. Let's see. Do I? Jacksonville. Well, I can get Brian Thomas or Gabe Davis. Gabe Davis if he falls back to me. I think this is going to be a Wandale click. Or a Mooney click, I mean. Instead of a Davis click. Can be also a Rashid Shaheed. Zach Moss goes. Then Joku goes. If I go Dallas Goedert, I can stop at 2 tight ends. We'll push that around the board for sure. Romeo Doubs is a 6th wide receiver. Is nice to see. Dobbs goes. Caleb goes. Chase Brown goes. Thinking this guy will go. Ooh, he went Brian Robinson. Interesting. I'm going to pick up Jayden Daniels. Rushing upside. Nice high floor with Burrow and ceiling upside with the Daniels. I'm probably going to stop at 2 quarterback. If I really wanted Geno and he falls, I can pick up Geno. 3 game outs. I'll probably grab Dallas Goedert if he falls. I am looking kind of thin at running back here, though, however. Rashid Shaheed off at pick 110. Goddard falls. I'm going to grab Goddard. So my last 3 picks were tight end and quarterback. Done at tight end. Really picked up wide receivers in the middle rounds. This is one of my best slot 8 picks that I can remember. Although they're very different in the marathon. I think my favorite tournament this season, Jerome Ford goes. He's a nice running back too. Dowdle's still on the board. Eckler goes. Dobbins is there. I'd rather not take the risk and grab Dobbins. Someone like Dobbins can probably push him around. After Dobbins, it really gets nasty, in my opinion. I'm going to take Dobbins. I just need him for until the other running backs can get going. I could take Charbonnet. I don't think he'll have big game upside. I think Marshawn Lloyd might play more than him. I'm done at tight end. Do I take Zeke if he comes back to me? Maybe. Zeke's staring me in the face right now. Take me. I think they play. They play the Cowboys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Week 10. If I get there, maybe he has a good week. I'd rather grab Mooney. I need Zeke more, though. Mooney's not going to fall back to me. Do I add Adam Thielen to the team? I'd rather have McMillan. I think I pushed the hero RB a little bit much. I think we can recover. Slot 8 and slot 4, in my opinion, are very, very interesting. And I mean this by in terms of what you can and cannot do. You can't really push them all that much because you have 8 picks to go through, 9 picks to go through on the turn, as opposed to 6 or 4. And then the long route is just pretty long as well. Cousins goes at 144. So yeah. Oh no. So the Drake London drafter got sniped on Cousins. He's having a pretty decent draft. He went Draylen Wright. He's probably done at running back. He starts with Gus, Rico, Chuba, Jalen Wright. I'll probably go one more. QJ's off the board. QJ is an ugly pick in this tournament. Does Atlanta play Green Bay at all this season? No, not really. Darnell Mooney falls. Really like to see that. That is beautiful. I would like to get Josh Dobbs on this team. Or Josh Downs, excuse me. I might push him. Lloyd goes off. Herbert goes off. Didn't like to see that. I'll probably grab Braylon Allen. Algier goes. I'm going to just grab Braylon Allen. Needed running back production. You can grab Bucky Irving later on. Very weird. Yoshi Voss. I've been betting more and more against Jamar Chase, and I feel it's bad. Gino is still on the board. Kind of weird. Bo Nix is a week 14 bye. Probably grab Mims, not Jalen Tolbert. Josh Downs comes back. I like that. There's not really a lot of running back production. Mims goes before Downs. That is nuts. Gino is off. I'm going to grab Downs as my 7th wide receiver. I think I'm okay at wide receiver. I can grab Joe Flacco. Jameson Williams. Sam Darnold. I like Minshew more than all of those other quarterbacks. I don't like the Bucky Irving click a lot. I'll grab him here. Then they're in Prince. JT Sanders still on the board. Gerald Everett still on the board. He could be used a lot, Gerald Everett. Bryce still on the board. Bryce just could play all season and nobody takes him. I like Shipley the most. think Will Shipley will be the click. Hopefully. And it'll be Minshew. Could throw on Ertz. Ben Snott is off the board. Luke McCaffrey is off the board. De'Ami Brown. He might play, dude. Scroll the F down. Zacchaeus. Byron Pringle. Finds work in Washington. Weird. Jordan Withington is still on the board. I don't mind that click at all. I don't think I need Gardner Minshew. I don't think I need. Don't have any players at the time. Maybe Zach Ertz plays a lot. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? The world may never know. I think I should have went with Everett. When Zach Moss. The team I will not projected well. I think I did well. If I'm getting Josh Downs in the 15th round, I think I'm pretty due. I think I'm due. I would rather have Jerome Ford over Dallas Goedert and Freiermuth over Zeke. So I would switch that because Freiermuth, Goddard, don't think it's all that different. Could have grabbed Conklin, really. Yeah, could have grabbed Conklin. This draft is almost over. Malachi Corley at 214. Minshew Mania goes. And what was the last pick? I like to see what people pick. Last pick was Tampa. Juwan Jennings. I think he'll play more than Ricky Pearsall. How much sticky Ricky do I have? Ricky. 6% Ricky Pearsall. I have more Ricky Pearsall than Patrick Mahomes and Derrick Henry combined. That's kind of scary. That is very scary. Okay. The team, what we all wanted to see was the team. Which one was this one? The team, Joe Burrow, Jaden Daniels at quarterback. We have Jaden is actually no, he's not naked. We went Hurts. Joe Burrow, Jaden Daniels, Bijan Robinson, J.K. Dobbins, Ezekiel Elliott, Braylon Allen, Bucky Irvin, and Will Shipley. That looks like a nasty wide running back room. I think Jerome Ford would have made it a lot better in terms of volume and upside. Don't think the Chargers will be all that good to even put up 14 running back points, maybe 10.5, which will hurt this running back room. Bijan better score a lot for this team to move forward. But quarterback looks pretty good. Running back 1 looks really good. Wide receivers, Jalen Waddle, DJ Moore. I would just have those two flip, in my opinion. Moore as my 1, Waddle as my 2, T as my 3, Rashee Rice, Jackson Smith and Jigba, JSN, Darnell Mooney, and Josh Downs. That looks like a wide receiver room you don't want to mess with. Tight ends, Brock Bowers, Dallas Goedert, Zach Ertz. Got 2 Eagles, 1 former and 1 now as an Eagle. Massive ADP discount on Josh Downs. I'll give him a howl. A little howl to Darnell Mooney. Reached a little on JSN. I even got a discount on Rashee Rice, which is nice. T. Higgins, a little bit of a reach. DJ Moore at ADP. Waddle, I reached on a little bit there. Dobbins, I had to reach, of course. Zeke, a big discount there. Allen, I had to reach. Bucky, a little howl. Shipley, a little reach. Daniels, I got ADP discount. Burrow, I had to reach. Bowers, little reach. Goddard, about ADP. Ertz, 18th round, doesn't matter. I'm going to name this one we're going to name this one Josh Downs, 15th round. Nasty RBs. Downs, 15th round. Downs. Nasty RBs. Team Elite. No longer probably Elite because McCarthy is out for the season. I'm glad I didn't pick the other Justin Jefferson as my wide receiver 1 in this draft. But I'm clicking a lot of T. Higgins. A lot of T. 13%. Jamar. 10%. He's dropping a hair. The other team that I have in my marathons, I have a lot of 14 marathons, not bad. By the time this one is over, I'll have 15. Instead of getting in another BBM, I'll probably get into a couple more marathons. Maybe instead I'll enter in a couple slows, but for only 10K, it doesn't seem like lots of fun. BBN, lots of entries. I think the marathon is just the best ROI in my opinion. This one was Richardson Tua with Taysom Hill, David Montgomery, DeAndre Swift, Jonathan Brooks, Braylon Allen, Marshawn Lloyd, Tyreek, Mike Evans, Michael Pittman, T. Higgins, Wicks, Leggett, Mims, Yoshi, Evan Ingram, Cole Kmet. Not a horrible team either. It's a really good wide receiver room, I think. Upside in the running back position as well. I'll probably name this AR with weak tight ends. With semi-weak tight end. Would rather have 3 tight ends on this build as opposed to the team I grabbed. But I think my projected points should be a lot more on this last one. I just took more quarterbacks, so it makes sense. Naked Love, which is kind of funny. My marathon teams are really nice. I like that. But ladies and gentlemen, I think I was going to say I was going to adjust a couple of my rankings here. Mooney, I'll add him. Probably throw him up there with Gabe Davis. My rankings all not that great. Draft off of them. More or less use it with ADP. Kind of middle ground it, not that high. Where's Davis at? I do have Gabe way up there, huh? He's there. I see my ADP brain was on. I was like, nope, too high. I saw Cortland Sutton. I was like, nope, too high. Nope, I have those guys higher than Sutton. I think Sutton I could bring up as well. The way I think I'd rather have Sutton, if I'm being quite honest, over Addison with Darnold. If I'm being honest, just don't think Addison will pay off as well as if McCarthy was there. Davis, higher. Mooney, higher. I think Addison should be going probably where Downs is going. Could be wrong. I have just bigger stances all the way around the board. Could hurt me, could not. Kind of clickbaited y'all on the rankings. CMC as my one still. Kyron I do have as top 12, top 15. I think I like Nico over Harrison. I like London over Debo. I do like all those players somewhat equally though. I just need more London. I do like Mike Evans. Minshew didn't look horrible. I really have to just look at a Minshew tape. I just rather have these guys here that I have. DJ Moore, DK, Pittman, Tank, Waddle, Devonta Smith, Cup, T, Terry, Neighbors, Stephon, even Ayuk. I think he's just a really good player. Over players like Drake London, Chris Olave, Devonta Adams. Adams is okay. Saquon I have extremely low. Derrick Henry extremely low. I do have him over Allen and Hurts. Richardson I have higher. That's more or less ADP. Saquon and Henry, if I see them dropping that low, I might scoop them up. I do like Henry over like a Zay Flowers. I think Lamar is a bit overrated in general and in fantasy. I think Hurts is a better quarterback. Pure passer. Offers more rushing ability, which I think Richardson will do. I think Richardson is bigger, not as fast. Don't think he's as stable as I got Josh Allen, which is why I have Allen as the number one. Dalton Kincaid. I have McBride as my tight end 1. Kincaid as my 2. Kelsey as my 3. Sam Laporta as my 4. Andrews as my 5. Pitts as my 6. Don't get Pitts a lot. I just like other players around the Pitts range. I think Ferguson is just the same click, to be honest. I think Dallas will just be a better coached team than Atlanta. Get their players more the ball. If Pitts was on Dallas with McCarthy, I'd say, yeah, I'm clicking Pitts. Evan Ingram, he's a volume play like Christian Kirk. I don't think Doug Peterson is as good of a coach as people like to give him credit for. I think he's what people think McCarthy is, but McCarthy and Dak is a way better combination than Jacksonville and Peterson. I'd rather have Worthy's upside over Kirk, to be honest with you. Which is why if they're both there on the board, I'll probably click Worthy. I like to click Kirk when I have 3 basic good wide receivers. And then, like, let's say they're both on the board, then I want a Worthy that can give me upside. So that's, I think, a big. And then my 5th wide receiver will be like a Lockett, where that one will be more the play on a floor, a basic floor, what Kirk offers, a high floor. Those 14.7 half PPR points. I say that a lot because I took a lot of Kirk last year in just regular fantasy football. That's all I saw him do for my team. Nice flex option. Not a good wide receiver 1-2. I play ESPN 10-team league, so you need better wide receivers. I think JSN will offer more of that, a Kirk type. He's just a new Kirk, I think. And I'm a Seattle fan. Hopefully he's more than that. I think he'll be that. Let's see. Christian Watson I have a bit lower. Brian Thomas a bit lower. Don't click Thomas a lot. I think Gabe Davis is the better click. They paid Gabe Davis. Raheem Mostert, not my favorite click. I'd rather just reach on the running backs more, like A-Chain. Hopefully he hits A-Chan or a Kyron. I like Kyron a lot in that early third. I'll either start with a running back in the first 3 rounds, or I'll just more likely not wait like the 6th where Walker's at, the 7th where Connor's at. I think that's better than like an ETN. I think Mostert goes or Connor goes. Connor goes a little bit ahead of Mostert. I don't know why I don't click Mostert a lot. I see him as an RB2, not as an RB1. I see him more as a Aaron Jones, I think. Just a running back that'll be good, but he'll be out quite a bit. That's usually my tight end range also, or my QB range if I don't get an elite QB. This is the pocket where I like my 5th wide receiver. Lockett, Mike Williams, Gabe Davis, Rashid Shaheed, Josh Downs, Darnell Mooney now, Dontavian Wicks, Romeo Dubs. If not, Jahan Dotson, kind of. I like Jaden. Don't click Brooks a lot. Don't click Adonai a lot. Just kind of go over those guys. Leggett, I was clicking a shit ton of Leggett. I think the Panthers will be better. I'm hoping Thielen isn't in the picture as much. Deontay, I hope he's not like the guy. He'll get the 8 to 10 targets, but he won't be like a Mike Evans. Where I think that's what Canales wants Deontay to be. Don't think he'll be that. Haven't clicked Purdy a lot of issues. That team, Tua, don't see the hype in him. They start off good, which is why I think I need more of him in the marathon, more of the Dolphins in the marathon. But as the season goes on, doesn't offer anything really. The team goes cold when it gets cold. Stafford in and out, Baker in and out, Geno, we got to see what he's doing this year. Geno is just a click that I think Stafford and Tua, that Tua range, Purdy range, I think Geno is just the same, just later. Let's see. I'm warming up to Knicks especially now as McCarthy is out. Liking the Jalen McMillan hype. Staying off of Rashad Bateman, I do have him ranked. It's not really my click. I'd rather have Hyatt. I do like the Giants this year to be fantasy viable. 18th place team, probably. Jonnu Smith, if I want a Miami play. Ben Sinnott, I like. Cade Otton, he's all right. JT Sanders, I have a lot of. I think McLaughlin needs to be higher in my rankings. Braylon Allen. I just know where they go. So I'm like, okay, look at ADP. Check the rankings. How is the team looking? Then I'll hit those slots where I think my team has the best upside to be good still. But that's what I have for you all. This team is looking very good in CLV. The running backs are okay. I think, to be honest, this team could be better. I went 2 heavy elite QBs and 2 heavy elite tight ends. I only have 1 good wide receiver in St. Brown. I think he could be the wide receiver 1. If Gibbs is not 100% throughout the year, if Montgomery starts going back down, if Laporta isn't elite, how we think, but Keenan Allen could give us a couple weeks. Dubs can give us a couple weeks. Lockett could give us a couple weeks. I think Brian Robinson can hit the flex. Warren. Khalil Herbert will play a decent amount. Jaleel will have. All these guys will have some type of touches every game. Just no big upside. My favorite team probably has to be CD. It's a team that I grabbed in the mini Schnauzer 6. I think they said that one was going to get canceled or something. Named it Team Badass. Like I said, I think Amon-Ra has chances to be wide receiver 1, which is why I took him number 1. But I think that team turned out really well too. Let's see. Team Badass. Jaden Daniels, Caleb Williams, 2 rookie quarterbacks, and then Danny Dimes. I think Giants are underrated this year. Would like to take a big bet on their over/under. I think it's pretty good though. I think the Eagles and the Cowboys will still sweep them in the division. And now that Neighbors is not fully healthy, kind of scares me. But Jaden Daniels, Caleb Williams, Daniel Jones, DeAndre Swift with Caleb, Jerome Ford, a good running back though. I think he looked good. Just clicking him a lot. Looked at his tape, his highlights. I think that Cleveland is going to run the ball, I think, a lot more. Don't think Watson will be Houston Watson. I think it'll be Cleveland Watson. A lot of ups and downs. If he's up in passing, I think Amari Cooper gets a lot of that work. Maybe in Njoku. I think Judy is the third in that passing offense. He could even be the fourth. Deshaun could just run it. I take a lot of Deshaun naked sometimes, or Deshaun Amari. Just small stacks, Deshaun Ford, sometimes even. But Jerome Ford, he looked explosive. Him and Nick Chubb, I think that run game is going to get leaned on a ton. Eckler, just to even out my exposures, I saw he was the goal line back and not Brian Thomas Jr. Maybe which is why he got brought in. Tyler Algier as a running back 4 is really nice. I think he's not as bad as people think Bijan may get. I think they're looking at Tyler Algier as I think he's more like a Blake Corum, and people are looking at him as more like a Trey Benson backup. I think he'll play a lot more than people will expect. I think Atlanta will run the ball a lot more than people expect. Bijan will be more or less the pass down back. Khalil Herbert getting a lot of, I just handcuffed Chicago backs. And then Shipley as just a late round shot. Could have ended with Herbert. I wanted Shipley. He fell. Past ADP. I think he should have been a running back that could have gone a bit earlier. Will go a bit earlier. Will Shipley have a 10 for about 6%. Thought I had more. Taking him a lot more. Herbert, I have a ton. Algier, I'm growing. But I went CeeDee Lamb, DJ Moore at the 1-2. Same bye week. Didn't notice that. Then I grabbed Devontae Smith, which was nice to see. Devontae Smith with the CeeDee Lamb stack, week 17. I went Terry McLaurin, really good fourth wide receiver with Jaden Daniels. I got the DJ Moore with Caleb, and then I grabbed JSN as my 5th wide receiver. So I went wide receiver, wide receiver, wide receiver, wide receiver, which was beautiful. Actually, no, I didn't. Yeah, I did. And then I went Swift. But that was a really nice 5 receiver start. When CD and DJ Moore are out, I'm gonna have Terry, Devontae Smith, Jackson Smith, and Jigba in. I think that's a fine wide receiver room. If one of them hits that week, it'll be really nice to see. I have Trey McBride as a tight end and Tyler Conklin as my second tight end. I think this team is really nice. It's really balanced well. Looking back at this team, I think I like 2. Got Kincaid and Bowers, Amon-Ra, DJ Moore, JSN, Michael Wilson, Josh Downs, Jalen McMillan, Kyron, David Montgomery, Jerome Ford, Richardson, Caleb, Gino. I think that team's nice to look at too. This team's also pretty nice. AJ Brown, Nico T, Rasheed, Mike Williams, Kincaid by himself, but I have Kyler. Grabbed a naked Kyler. Bet they were mad. I think someone took like Jaden in like the 7th or something. I was like, what? Why did you do that? Yep, Jaden Daniels in the 7th. I wanted Burrow, I think, with T. I wanted Jaden too. But I don't mind picking in the back half of the board. I play the front half of the board a little bit not as I don't reach as much in the front half of the board, which is why I have better projected scores in the back half of the board. I just really like these teams that I went with in the mini Schnauzer 6 at $87 left for the year. I'm going to probably do. We have a couple more weeks. Probably get into a couple marathons. I think everything is settled down in terms of who's going to play. I think teams just need to see who they want. But I think the starting lineups are kind of set. Might get in maybe one more BBM. Don't think my BBMs were all that great, which is why I'm glad. And then they're pretty expensive too for a contest. I'll either get into these lows, a couple marathons. Let's see if I get into 4 more marathons. 15 times 4, 60. 87 minus 60, 27. And a BBM, I'll have like $2, which doesn't even give me another mini, which kind of sucks, but I'll see what I do. I think I'd rather have. Let's see. How many do we have? Marathons 14. If I get into 5, I'll have. Well, the one that's finishing is 15. 5 more is 20. If I get in another BVM, it's 18 and 20. It's not bad. And I have the rest of the small fields ones. I think I have the best shot in the marathons to do good, if I'm being honest. I really like still all these slows, which is nice. Let's see how many. That was the slow puppy. Let's see. Puppy, fast puppy. The puppy 2, fast puppy. I don't have any completed slow puppy. So that's the slow puppy. This is what the slow schnauzer. The mini schnauzer 7. Okay. Yeah. Which is fine. Okay. Well, that is how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's fine. It's like 40. Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for stopping by. Tomorrow, we have a video that is going to go out. I'm going to work on that. We're going to do some projections on teams, franchises, who's going to make the playoffs, in my opinion, who has the better franchises, in terms of like drafting, keeping players, having teams that can compete year in and year out. But I think that is all for today's draft and today's video. Please smash the thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe to the channel down below. Follow me on Twitter at the Rafael Ibarra. RAFAELYYBARRA. I share teams that I draft if I'm not on here with you guys. But that is all. Thank you. Deuces.